Guys, it's time for some truth bomb. I'm going to be honest. Some people may not like this video, but I have to get this out of my chest. I have to express the way I feel. I mean, off the back of that Man United game, there was a sour taste, and then we followed it up with a Watford one where it looked so disjointed to the point where Thomas Tuchel actually even admitted post-match that we stole 3 points. We didn't deserve that. Now, I'm glad we got the 3 points, but at the end of the day, we are hanging on. And I understand there's injuries, there's this, there's that, but I thought our team had a strong squad. I thought some of our players, fringe players, were hungry for minutes. They're ready. But I have to be honest. I have to be honest about certain individuals and really express my feelings towards them. And I have to say, in January, whether we can do some business or not, we'll see. But come summer, some of these players have to go if we want to be serious and compete at the highest level. Honestly, it's got to be done.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. First of all, let's start with Saul. Guys, I'm not sure if you saw the clip of Thomas Tuchel post-match. You can search it on YouTube. There's a clip of him, I think, from Haters TV. And he was asked about Saul. And the journalist said, where does Saul go from this performance? And Thomas Tuchel was just bemused and baffled and straight away just said that, I don't know where he goes after this performance. And he was tippy-toeing around the whole reason as to why Saul was, taken out at halftime. And he was sort of saying, he was on a yellow. Look, the bottom line is, I think we all understand deep down, Thomas Tuchel made the decision of taking out Saul is because he was poor. He was rubbish. And it's got to the point, we're in December. He came in August. So I know there's a time for adaptation. I get that. And maybe there hasn't been enough time as yet up until now, but still, you can't be dropping the kind of stinkers you've been dropping. You're a fringe player, and you should realize that, Saul. You're a fringe player. You will not get minutes consistently. To all the fans out there that regularly says, oh, but Miz, don't be so harsh on Saul. He doesn't get minutes consistently. He will not get minutes consistently. He will not get that. Not at Chelsea Football Club. Especially when you have players like Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's been doing really well. Yes, in the past couple of games he hasn't been there, but at least overall this season he's been good. You're not going to get game time, Saul. You're not going to get game time. So once you realize that, you need to then appreciate within yourself that whenever you do get the opportunity to play, you have to take it with both hands. And when you don't, and when you come on and you perform the way you have, we've all forgotten the bad debut you put on against Aston Villa. That was so disgusting, that debut. We've forgiven you. A lot of fans probably still haven't. But majority said, you know what, this is your first match, we'll move on. And then from there, you had another Aston Villa game where you were okay. I think it was Southampton game in the Carabao Cup. It was okay-ish. And then this one, finally, where we wanted you to, take control, seize the opportunity. You shied away from the match. You were not there in defense. You were not there in midfield. You were not there in attack. You were just non-existent throughout the match. And you left such a situation where Ruben Loftus-Cheek's game was being compromised. Defense was getting exposed. We already have the issue with Alonso, which I'll touch on. And even Alonso was looking even bad. Every attack from Watford was from the left side. When you have one less player, the Premier League is so difficult. Teams like Watford can give you trouble. Every team in the Premier League can give you trouble. And when you have a player that's just not going to be interested to be anywhere, whether it's defense, midfield, attack, we are already in trouble then. And against a team like Watford, who are so full of energy and intensity, one less player is detrimental. So it's enough. Enough is enough. I don't think you're going to get enough, more game time from here on in. As soon as Joji and Kante hopefully comes back, Kovacic maybe 2-3 weeks time, you're not going to get any more game time. You may get something in the Carabao Cup. You may get something maybe against Zenit. But then again, we need to beat Zenit in that last match and make sure we come first. And I can't honestly rely on Saul in midfield. He's not a pivot player. I don't even know what he is. I think the Premier League is a bit too much for him. I think it's a bit too much. The pace is a bit too much. The intensity is a bit too much. The overall whole package is a bit too much. And in all honesty, you need to pack up bags and we need to make a quick decision on this. Stop tippy-toeing around that, oh, this is a club signing, this is a tool. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Enough's enough. It's done. Move on. Pack up your bags, go back to Spain, do what you need to do, and find peace in yourself and let the club move on as well. It's detrimental for Chelsea. It's detrimental for your career because at the moment, the way you are showcasing your talent, no one is going to be interested to get you. So make a decision quick and move on. And I hope in January we can cancel this. I don't know whether we can, but it would be ideal. And we should look at elsewhere, whether we can call back a few people or if we can even go into the market and get someone like, I don't know, your Shermanis, or I don't think West Ham will let go of Declan Rice because we're linked with Declan Rice or whoever else. I don't know. But Saul is not the answer. Now I want to talk about Marcos Alonso, ladies and gentlemen. He's another player. I have to be honest. I'm fed up. There are minority group within our fan base that look at Alonso like he's the greatest left wing back in the world. Alonso's game, since he's come on, that left side it's been completely compromised. It's been, destroyed. It's been, there's a major issue in that left side. The opposition is consistently attacking there. Our attack on the left side is not the greatest either. The build-up is slow. Yeah, now you're going to say, but Miz, he was so detrimental. He was so instrumental to that goal that we scored yesterday. Yes, but that's the thing with Alonso. It's bits and pieces. It's bits and pieces. He shows up one moment out of the blue, and it ends up being something, which is great. But the entire game. Are we just gonna pretend that entire game that he's just so ineffective? His deficiencies are constantly made to look like big, large mountains. That's how big his deficiencies are. He's slow. If you're sitting there, if any fan right now is sitting there and actually saying, "Oh, Miz, you're being harsh on Alonso," please take a good look at yourself and watch the games. Build up is slow, clumsy as hell. Consistently keeps getting, yellow cards. And how many times we've seen him pick up red cards as well, give away silly penalties. No, Chilwell is by far not that bad. I know you're going to say earlier this season, Chilwell gave away a penalty. Yeah, but overall, look at the span. Overall, Chilwell is not a clumsy player. Chilwell this season was phenomenal, actually, as soon as he came back. We can't even say that, Alonso is even more of a goal threat. No, Chilwell was actually a goal threat, and he was actually providing assists as well. He understood that wing-back role probably a lot better than Chilwell does. And a lot better than Alonso does. And I think with Alonso, it's not that he doesn't understand the wing-back play. It's just he's slow. Everything he does is slow. When he gets the ball, slow. When he moves, there is no pace. You can't chip the ball over him to get some pace. He's not going to do afterburners and beat players and run after that ball over the top. He can't do that. He just doesn't have that pace to do that. So for me, if we don't go in January and buy a particular left wing back, we're going to be in trouble because Chilwell, to be honest, guys, December, we're going to figure out whether he needs, at the end of December, we're going to figure out whether he needs a surgery or not. If he doesn't need a surgery, fantastic. But that doesn't mean he comes back 1st January. That will mean he will have to still continue recovering for at least a month, get match fitness. And by the time February comes around, look, I don't know. It may be by the end of February. And by then, the season's almost done and dusted, in all honesty. So we have to chalk off Chilwell for the time being, whether he's actually going to feature in this season or not. If he comes in, it may be right at the end. And by then, as I said, I don't know what impact we have. And if we want to keep Alonso throughout all that time, I'm scared. I am scared. Teams like Watford are aiming for that particular side. What do you think Liverpool and City are going to do to us? What do you think other teams are going to do to us? We've got West Ham next up. You think West Ham's just going to close their eyes? No, you know what? We'll go if Reece James is, we'll go towards Reece James's side because that's an easier option to attack. We've already seen how Reece James has had to come to left wing back. When was the last time we saw Reece James had to fill in at left wing back against our last match, Man United? Alonso had to come off. Reece James had to come on into the left wing back. Every facet of our game is getting compromised. Rudiger, we saw when Chilwell was there, he was bombing up and down. He was making those driving runs. As soon as Alonso comes in, there's no more driving runs from Rudiger. Pulisic as well didn't look that comfortable. Callum didn't look that comfortable. There's trickle effects from one deficiency. Don't just look at the player itself, but look at the impact it causes all around the whole field. We have to understand these things. And our football club, we should be challenging for big, big stuff. And right now, as I said, Saul, Alonso, we need to replace them and bring quality players so that when our starters are injured, the quality doesn't dip. Right now, the quality is dipping. And we're just hanging on the top of the table. As soon as Liverpool and Man City go in front of us, it'll be lights out. They'll just run away with it. So yeah, we have to think about who we're going to get in the January window. That's one I think we need to make sure we get someone. Lastly, I want to talk about Timo Werner. I'm just going to quickly bring this up. And he's another player. He's another player. I'm done. You know, we've waited. We've been patient. This is the latest news via CFC Chronicle Transfer Podcast. Ian McGarry. It is certain the case that the Pini Zahavi has offered Lewandowski to Chelsea and Garanskava, a move which could include Werner going to Bayern. The prospect for Tuchel, Werner is appealing and is being discussed. Do you know what? There could be some truth behind this. And I'll tell you what. Matt Law in London is Blue podcast in last couple of days ago was actually saying that there's rumors and strong rumors, and he's getting these information straight from Bayern insiders, that Lewandowski is probably going to move on. He's had enough. Like, obviously, he's won everything. He's looking for a new challenge. And he's still banging in goals. Like, he's still a top class quality striker, right? And he's physically still very good. It's not like he's slowing down. He's looking for a new challenge. And there could be an opportunity. Obviously, Bayern will be looking for a striker. And they're very interested about Timo Werner. Nagelsmann's there. Nagelsmann's got good history with Timo Werner. We all know Timo Werner is a German international, and he's done very well in Bundesliga. There's acres of space in Bundesliga. Literally, on a day-to-day basis, defenders go 2v2 with strikers. There is no defense over there. It's gun-ho. It's cowboy style of football. Just go crazy. No one cares about defense. It's 2v2, 3v3, sometimes 1v2. It's madness over there. And Timo likes that because there's a lot of space. And I think Timo has come to a realization as well that, if I'm being honest, he's not going to get much game time anymore, because you got the likes of Pulisic, Callum, Mason, Havertz, Lukaku as well, Ziyech. There's no way Timo is going to get game time. He may get the odd game time here and there, and that's not good enough for Timo. Timo wants to make sure that he plays game in, game out. You are not going to get that Chelsea Football Club, and the reason being is you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not a good finisher. Your touches are poor. Your decision-making are poor. Every time we think you should be driving towards the goal, you're driving the opposite direction, the sideways. You go this side or that side. And it's got to a point where I'm fed up. I've waited. I've been patient. I thank Timo for everything he's done last season. Thank you. And then similarly, Timo, you should be very appreciative that you won a Champions League with us. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way thing. You did something, we gave you something back. It's not like you were the standout player for us last season. No, but far from it. You were a component, yes, and you were rewarded with a Champions League victory. Yeah, at least you can leave Chelsea with your head high knowing that you've won the Champions League. If you go to Bayern, perhaps you can get more opportunity. Dortmund could be another chance because Erling Haaland is probably going to move on, and Dortmund's going to be looking for a particular striker. So Timo, I think he realizes this as well, that there could be a chance to go back to Germany, and you should go. You should go. You're not Chelsea quality. You are struggling to finish, which is detrimental to our cause. We need players that are going to put goals away. Full stop. Full stop. If we want to tango with City and Liverpool and make sure we're there season in, season out, we need players that are going to do well and that are going to put away goals for fun. Right now, Timo, we could put it on the plate for you, but you're going to sky it well over the top. We can't have that. We can't have that. Bottom line, we cannot have that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my truth bomb. There's probably other players that we need to talk about, and I probably will talk about down the track. You're going to say, but Miz, what about Ziyech? What about this? What about that? There probably is other players, but at least some of these players, there's still a bit of hope for them. We'll see what happens. But these three players that I've just mentioned, no hope. No hope. They got to go. They got to go. This is the truth. This is my real truth. I had to get that out of my system, honestly. Enough tippy-toeing around it. This is how it is. Once again, let me know how you feel about it. Honestly, if you think that this is harsh, well, it is what it is. Until next time.